Hello, friends! Another week has passed by, and as you can see, Mr. Monkeybottom and I are still in quarantine here in the basement. It hasn't been bad, though, honestly. I've been catching up on some reading, and Mr. Monkeybottom has been napping frequently. All things considered, we're doing well. As always, we have a new question for you from the new City Catechism. But first, let's review the questions we've covered recently. Question 13. Can anyone keep the law of God perfectly? Answer. Since the fall, no human has been able to keep the law of God perfectly. Question 14. Did God create us unable to keep his law? Answer. No. But because of the disobedience of Adam and Eve, we are all born in sin and guilt, unable to keep God's law. Now, we've learned that the law can't be kept perfectly by anyone. And we know it wasn't always that way, but our inability is because of the fall, Adam and Eve's sin in the very beginning. But what is the purpose of the law then? Why does God give it to us in his word if he knows we cannot keep it? Well, question 15 gives us the answer. Question 15, here we go. Since no one can keep the law, what is its purpose? Answer. That we may know the holy nature of God and the sinful nature of our hearts, and thus our need of a Savior. In other words, the law is our teacher, in a way. It teaches us how good and perfect God is, and how sinful we are, and in that way it shows us that we need a Savior. Well, yes indeed, my friend. That does take some thinking to understand. The law as our teacher. It's very important, though. Let me illustrate it for you this way. Do you remember when you went to visit Pastor Evans at his house recently? Well, think about that. You see, old friend, the rules at Pastor Evans' house were teaching you, in a way. Teaching you what was good and how to behave, and showing you when you weren't doing what was good. Their rules, the laws of their house, were a teacher to you. And that's a little bit like what God's law does for us. As the Bible puts it in Romans chapter 3, verse 20, through the law comes knowledge of sin. You see, the law teaches us about what God has said is good, and so we learn about what God is like through the law because he is good, and also by showing us when we sin and fall short of what is good, the law teaches us the most important lesson of all, that we all need a Savior. We need to be rescued. If it weren't for the law teaching us, we'd probably all think that we were good and wonderful and didn't need God to forgive us and save us at all. But when the law teaches us what being good and godly really looks like, and we see how short we all fall, no matter how hard we try, then we learn that we really are in trouble, and we need someone to rescue us. And as I said, that's the most important lesson that any of us can learn. So, boys and girls, repeat after me. Question 15. Since no one can keep the law, what is its purpose? Answer. That we may know the holy nature of God and the sinful nature of our hearts, and thus our need of a Savior. Very nice. Well done, and well done, Mr. Monkeybottom. Well done. Boys and girls, that's all for tonight. Sleep well. Goodbye, goodbye.